Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Next Up Outdoors. So in today's video, we are going to be unboxing and setting up a Reveal cell cam. So in my opinion, this is the best cell camera on the market and by far the easiest one to set up and use. So you got to check these things out if you haven't already. And if you're new, this video is for you. So this is one of the more common ones to use, which is the Reveal Gen X 2.0. It's one of the more common ones people use, so let's get this thing unboxed and show you how to set it up. Alright, so we got this thing unboxed. It's going to have a little yellow tab on the side where you're going to place your antenna. So all you're going to do is pull that off and screw this thing on here. So there's that. Now the second thing about this is it's going to come with a SIM card. So it just looks like this. So all you're going to do is pop this thing out right here. And you're going to place it right here where it says SIM. Simple as that. So we're going to get that thrown in here. Make sure it snaps in, and now we're going to put batteries in it. Alright guys, this is what this is going to look like after you fill it up. It takes 12 batteries, 12 AA batteries. You can use any batteries. The life on these things are unbelievable. So alright, after that we're going to snap this thing in here, and there's one thing that I do want to talk about before you insert an SD card. So I will put a link in the description for this so you guys can go buy your own, but the best SD cards I've ever used are these ones. These are the Lexer 120 megabyte 32 gigabyte SD cards. They have everything, all the requirements that our Reveal cards have, but I've had way better quality pictures on this thing, and I've never ran into a problem with this specific SD card. So if you don't know what SD card to use for any type of camera, check these things out. They're cheap and they're the best quality SD card I've ever used, and I've ran through a bunch of them. So you got to really check these things out. So next thing we're going to do here is just throw this thing in here. And now that we have this in here, we're going to go to setup. Make sure to not turn this to the on position when you're setting it up and you don't even have it set up, or you're trying to reactivate a camera. Make sure you click it on to setup. It's going to blink all these lights. It's going to show your status is green, your SD card's green, battery life, and then your signal. Okay, so next thing we're going to do here is I'm going to get on my Reveal app. So now that I'm on my app, we're going to click on add a camera. We're going to click continue, and you're going to pick which camera that you have. So this is the X 2.0. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to run through you all the steps that I already ran you through. So we're going to click through these, and now it's going to ask you to scan the QR code. So the QR code is right on the inside, right there, right in the center. So we're going to scan this, click continue, Now, the thing that's different about these and then the older ones you had to pick, it had two SIM cards, which is Verizon, AT&T. These ones you just stick in and then you pick your provider through your phone. So as you can see, the Wi-Fi connected through my phone. I have Verizon, so bam, click Verizon. Every year they come up with something new with these cameras that is just awesome. The whole 2 SD card picking and choosing thing, yeah, that was not really a big deal, but then making it into one and then picking, pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to add a name for this camera. Add a camera location. I'm at a new location here. Turn. Now it takes a minute or two for your camera to activate. We just went through all that stuff and your camera's already being activated. It is that easy. Super, super easy. Okay, there it is. Camera's finally set up. That only took us 2-3 minutes tops to do all that stuff. So click see my camera. Now it's all the way at the bottom here on my screen. So we're gonna click on that and we're gonna go, we'll do that later. And we're gonna go to camera settings. So I'm gonna run you through my camera settings for, like, say you're in Ohio and you can bait and you want it over a feed pile. These are the camera settings that I would use for that. So for something like that, I'd always keep it on photo default. Image size, I always go 16. Don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about that. Multi-shot, every now and then I do turn multi-shot on, but since we're not going to have a delay on this camera, since I want to pick up all the deer coming to a feed site, I will leave that off. So this is a really, really big one too. So the range for this, I've always kept it on minimum blur. The pictures turn out exactly the same, but the deer notice the camera less. I feel like these cameras give out some sort of signal or something to where, say it's taking a picture or taking a video and then the deer's looking at the camera. When I had it on max range, when I first started using these cameras, it seemed like the deer noticed these cameras a little bit more as time went on. Ever since I moved some cameras around and kept everything on minimum blur, never had a problem like that ever. And the picture quality and everything, perfectly fine. Actually a little bit better in my opinion. So we're gonna go minimum blur. Make sure to always put what battery type that you have in here, because sometimes the system can get a little bit messed up. So we're just running regular batteries, so make sure that's in there. And then flash power, same thing with the whole blur thing. Keep it on low. Keep the flash power on low. It doesn't make a difference in your pictures at all. It honestly makes them a little bit better in my opinion. So in the delay, we're gonna keep the delay off, just so I can just keep cycling through pictures. And these batteries in this will last a good while on a feed site with these exact settings. So that's one thing. Let's say you're in a different state and you basically watch scrape lines and stuff like that. These are the settings that I use on a scrape line. So we're gonna go back up here and we're gonna go pick in video. Image size the same. You always want 1080p, highest quality. And then video length, I always do 15 seconds because why not? Because why not? Multi-shot off, intervals off, and then on these ones, I do put a little bit of a delay on it just for the simple fact that you are taking a 15-second video and it takes a picture with it. So that can kind of drain your battery a little bit, but you'd be surprised how good these hold up battery-wise. So for something like that, usually a deer's not going to be there for more than 2-3 videos. You know, you never know. You never know what you got going on. So I just always do 10 seconds. And then the one that I didn't talk about is you got to adjust your motion sensitivity on this one, especially. When you're on a feed site, it's a little bit different. I just always leave it at the default, which is 7. So I just leave that there when I'm on a feed site. But you have to adjust based on your scrape, because you know a lot of people have ropes and their own custom stuff and vines hanging down and they're swinging and constantly taking pictures and video. You got to adjust your motion sensitivity to that and the surroundings when you're on a scrape line. So usually when I'm on a scrape line, I would run mine about 3 to 4. realistically. Most of the time, that's where I've always been at. But I'm gonna leave this thing at 7. So that is my setup for what I'd use on a scrape. So you had feed pile, mineral site, whatever you want to call it, and then you have this. And these are the same settings that I would use on a transition point too, especially if it's on a fence line or you're just trying to catch them traveling, because it's going to take a picture first, then the video, and especially in the rut time, you don't want to miss something running by or coming out or taking a picture and you're missing it. So video is always good for transition points too. So I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. So I'll make sure to put everything, all the points, all the spots you need to go back and look. I'll make sure I get all that to you guys in the description. So let's go put this thing up. But remember, like and subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I did a good job, bad job at doing this. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. So always remember, stay tuned for what's next. It's going to be a good 2024. So let's get it.